Hi, lovely and darling viewers. This time I am reviewing Cinder by Marissa Meyer. It is the first book in the Lunar Chronicles, which are dystopian fairy tale retellings, and they are so amazing. I really, really love this world. First book, Cinder, is a retelling of Cinderella, but it takes place in this future where we've had this massive world war and a completely devastated Earth. So the Earth and Unions have gotten together and figured out how to achieve world peace. And technology and cultures are melding together, and it's really awesome, except there are two problems with this world. One is that there is a colony on the moon, a lunar colony, and it is not so convinced on this whole world peace thing. Somehow, negotiations went wrong with the lunar colony at one point, and now pretty much the Lunar Queen wants to take over all of Earth and rule it because she's evil. Why not? The other major thing that's going on here is that there is this plague that is completely devastating Earth. It is called letumosis, and they don't know what's causing it. They don't know how to cure it. And it's like you get it, a couple days later you die, and it's terrifying. And in this world, we have hover cars. We've melded computers and cell phones completely into these things called net screens and port screens. And it's just really awesome. It's like having internet access everywhere. So, like, technology is really advanced. And we've gone so well in prosthetics and cybernetics that we can now create cyborgs. And the main character, Cinder, is one of those cyborgs. She was in an accident when she was little, an accident that killed both her parents, and now she is part human, part robot. She has a metal leg and a metal arm, but she also has this like cybernetic implants in her brain, which is what's really cool. So it's like having one of the computers in her brain. She can like Google search things automatically and have like cell phone conversations right away. It is so cool, this cybernetic stuff. But cyborgs in this world are not treated as equals. They are treated more like robots and property than they are human beings, which kind of sucks for Cinder. She is considered the property of her stepmother, who is not that great. So Cinder's family consists of her stepmother Audrey and stepsisters Pearl and Peony. And Audrey and Pearl are not nice to Cinder. They treat her like a slave and a servant, and they are only worried about themselves, and they want all these fancy, amazing things, but not to have to work. And so Cinder does most of the work. She is a mechanic, and she is the one who has to bring home all the money, which now belongs to her stepmother because Cinder's a cyborg. Luckily, Cinder has two really awesome friends on her side. One of her stepsisters, Peony, is really nice and treats Cinder like a human being. You know, the thing that she is. And Peony is just so sweet and adorable and fantastic, and she's completely obsessed with the royal prince and like fangirls over him, and it's adorable. And Cinder's other best friend is Aiko, who is a robot, an android with a malfunctioning personality chip. In this world, normally androids have an AI system and can communicate, and they think sort of like humans, and it works out and it's cool, but they're not actually like humanoid. Aiko's personality chip malfunctions, and she thinks she's human. She has feelings and emotions and wants and desires, and it's so cool because she's not this typical robot. What Aiko really wants most in the world is to have an escort droid's body so that she looks human and can just pass as being human. And Aiko is just so chipper and happy and fantastic all the time. I love her. So also in the story we have the prince. So Prince Kai is the crown prince of the Eastern Commonwealth. He is the only member of the royal family besides his father, who is the emperor. So Kai's got some like heavy burdens on his shoulder. He's going to have to inherit the throne and rule a country one day. Since the emperor has letumosis, that day is coming very, very soon. And Kai's a little bit stressed out about this. The Lunar Queen is really intent on him marrying her so she can secure a position of power on Earth. And since she's not terribly nice to her own people, probably would not be a good thing as she ruled Earth. And at the same time, if all that stress wasn't enough for Kai, his android, Nancy, who is like his tutor and best friend, is malfunctioning. She's stopped working, and so he needs to get her repaired. So he takes her to the bus mechanic in all of New Beijing, which turns out to be Cinder. And first Kai is a bit shocked and like, I was expecting some old man, and here's this teenage girl. And then he's like, hey, this girl's pretty cool and treats me like a human being and not some, you know, prince. And Kai and Cinder just they hit it off. They're joking around with each other and totally crushing on one another, even though they're like playing it low key, like they're not, because Kai's the prince and can't fall in love with the commoner, and like Cinder's like, no, I'm not obsessed with the prince. I'm cool like that. But these two are totally adorable together, and I love this pairing. Totally ship them. So when Cinder fixes Kai's android Nancy, she finds out that Kai is looking for the lost lunar heir, Princess Celine. Princess Celine is the daughter of the previous lunar queen, Queen Channery, which would make Princess Celine's claim to the throne way more solid than Queen Lavanna's, and they could therefore dethrone Lavanna if they could find the lost princess and convince her to take over the moon. Cinder gets caught up in trying to help Kai because, first of all, that queen is crazy, and there is no reason why she should be ruling Earth. And secondly, totally crushing on Kai. So I'm totally loving this fairy tale, fantasy, sci-fi mixed story. It is so perfect. Really, really love the world building in here. It takes place in futuristic Asia, and I love the way that they meld all the different cultures together, things from the West and things from the different different Asian countries like China and Japan and India. I totally love Cinder. I love how smart she is, how good she is at problem solving. This book like walks that line between being realistically afraid of things, but also doing what you need to do because other people's lives are at stake. Guys, I really, really, really love Cinder and the Lunar Chronicles. So if you haven't already, please go check out Cinder. I totally recommend it. It is definitely 5 stars. It is up there in one of my top books ever I have read. I totally love the series. I will post the links to my reviews for the other books in the series down below. So thank you guys. Peace out. Keep reading, and I love you. Bye.